Right, I'm back to run a quick errand. Hey everyone, Lazy Ben. Let's continue where we left off. Okay, so where did we get to? We were trying to find out we need to be able to move the. Let's have a look. So we created this tool that we can use to detect rocks. And then when we can detect a rock, I should be able to press the button and he wants to move up to the rock and then knock some HP off the rock. Okay. So execute tech bar item. Till land context. So we need to do this. We need to say else if auto context. Get the context out. TC try get context. What was the context? Rock breaking context. And this context has in it the bounds. So we need to basically go to the left or to the right of these bounds. So I'm going to go vec2 offset ifactor ID standard to underlying EMPC ID planting droid not, because that's the only thing currently that can do this. We need to get the position P position equals game state get entity position, get NPC position for planting droid 0. The optional, yeah. So we could probably just say, yeah, that's fine. And then we want to go, we want to know if we're to the left or the right of the bounds. So, auto middle center X equals context bounds dot center X. We want to say if center dot X is less than or equal to position dot X, then the offset has got to be equal to offset dot X has got to be equal to context bounds dot X minus 1. Else offset dot X has got to be equal to the context bounds dot X plus context Whoops. Bounds.width plus 1. And then the offset y equals the context, well, equals, okay, context bounds.y plus context bounds.height over 2. Then we should return the offset. Alright, let's see if he moves. Let's see if he moves into the right place. Put some music on. Okay. If position, do all that stuff. So maybe the y is actually just the context bounds.y. I'll bring him right up to in line with the rock. Let's see. All right. Okay then, so let's go and get Sven. So if we go down here and we press E, there we go, he moves. Not quite the right position though. And he always seems to move to the right all the time. If center x is less than the position dot x, I think it's actually is less than or equal to center x. So the y's definitely got to be, I don't know, say +2 as well there. It's got to be up a bit. Okay. Just one. So it goes right up to it there. Maybe it needs to be a little bit further away on the X. So we'll say 2, 2. So do we want him to move out of range though? I think we'll put him right on the edge of the radius, which means we need to pass in the radius. So where do we pass in? Where do we make one of these? So this is the scale. Okay. So this has to be radius, context, radius plus small float. And this has to be context, radius minus small float. We'll see if that actually works, because it tries to move the character to that position, but it doesn't always get it bang on. So small float might be too small. All right. Yeah, not quite. So it failed the first time. I think small float is a bit too small, so we'll say 0.5. We'll make it quite large. There we go, that's definitely staying in the radius. Yeah, I mean, we either want him to move up there, or we want to actually blast radially out. Right now, we'll have him move up there and blast the rock. Okay. So status. So we're going to get the status. Item get status. So we need to implement get status, which we have done there. To do. So it's always normal. We want to know if we have enough energy to do this. So we execute a tech event there. So I want to know if that means it can continue, because we don't do anything with checking the status. We want to know, the status tells the game if they've got enough stamina to do the thing they want to do. Alright, we need to actually... So we need to actually make Ground Shockmaster the work. That does quite a lot. 10,000. So it's saying it can always do it even if it runs out of energy, which is not what we want. So we need to implement that get status. Where was it? Execute tech bar item get status. So we basically need to know what's in the slot. So we'll get the text controller. And then we're going to go if not TC, or if TC if auto slot equals TC get slot get game state there. TC get slot index. So if we have the slot, what does the slot have in it? A text slot. Has an item ID. Or if auto prefab equals get inventory item controller dot get prefab slot item ID. So if we have the prefab has in it how much work it takes. So we need to get the attribute controller as well. So that's tells you how much stamina we've got. Get attribute controller actor ID. So if TC, AC and TC, and we go if not AC can do work, prefab work. If it can't do work, we return E execute status, not enough energy. So hopefully now, when we try and destroy this grass, it'll say we can't do it because we don't have enough energy. Not enough energy. Alright, mint. So let's just test that again for the really good rock breaker. Okay, so it can do the work. That's great. So we can go back to inventory item list, change that back to whatever it was. 4. So we'll change that to 10. So when we say get what can do work prefab, maybe we want also to include the amount of work it takes to get the ore. because we might want it to do more work, like different amounts of work for different types of ore that we have. So when we do that, it'll say the prefab. So this is the prefab of the really good rock breaker. We need the prefab of the item that we're trying to break. Okay. If prefab type equals let's say prefab has any property circle tech, we'll treat it differently. So we need to know. So the tech controller, if auto context equals tech controller, try get active context, rock break context. We'll do it on that instead. We'll say if there's a rock breaking context, then we need to get have the sprite ID. We might need to store the type of item. So the inventory item type, we want to type that's the rock type. And then we'll pass that in. Rock type. And I'm going to say, so this is, so we want the if auto rock prefab was getting giant controller dot get prefab context rock type. I'm gonna do if not AC can do work prefab work plus rock prefab work. Return not enough energy, so it's a little bit of energy for like blasting the laser into the rock, and a little bit of energy depending on how depending on what rock type we are blasting into. So we just need to set that rock type. The compiler will tell us where that is. So the rock type we need to find the rock type. Sprite kind. properties, and that has the item properties in it. Doesn't have the item type though. Inventory item property. So how do we find out iron ore rock? We need to associate this with an item. Okay. Enum class. So maybe we don't need actually the properties now, because we can get the properties directly off the item. So we could have an array of associated items. Let's do that. Items. And we're going to say items equals, I'm going to say inventory item type iron ore. And then we obviously need to know, so iron ore we do need both. Try item list iron ore. Yeah, I think we need both. Where are we? Sprite states. So we need an array, the inventory item properties. Oops. And we'll say dot properties. The inventory item property circle tech. Right. So why do we need to do that? I've forgotten already. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so we actually called it item properties. Maybe we should do that. Do we really want to do that? We'll call it properties. That's fine. So that's properties. It is a properties though, and we'll call them item properties. we want the rock type. So now we've got props now. So we can associate it with one item, for one rock type item. Maybe that's fine. If we want to do more, do more. So this would just be item. And then this would be item is iron ore. So iron ore rock goes to iron ore. So we have these props now, and then this. What we want is we want the inventory item type, circle item, sprite item. We'll say it's the unknown item for now. So then we want to go. Sprite item is props item, and then this is sprite item. Ooh. So we have what item we're breaking. So now if we go back to here and we do get status, when we should be able to add on how much work. Enum class. Inventory item property. Before we declare that. All right. Go back to this breakpoint. So let's run through this then. What's the problem? Item, then properties. Element 3. We call it item properties. Alright, let's check this builds. Okay, good. So now we're saying that iron ore rocks produce iron ore, which is what we want. Alright, Let's go and get Sven the droid. Ooh. Okay, this needs rebuilding. It hasn't built properly. Let's try that. Alright, so while we're waiting for that to build, let's go to entity state types. So execute tech bar item. So this is where we need to, this is an execute tech event. It's where we need to execute something for the really good rock breaker. We need to do some kind of effect. Put an impact effect in or something. Like, I might move this out into its own function, because this method's going to get really big the more and more stuff we add in. So it looks like it only depends on the item and the prefab. Yeah, we'll move this out into its own method. Passing the item. Which is the execute tech bar item. Okay. So we want this to build. Check it works first. Alright, get Sven the droid. So we'll go up here and we'll do it, and then we'll see. So it's going to go rock prefab. So the context rock type was iron ore. So it gets it, and iron ore has in it that it needs 1 unit of work, and the prefab is a really good rock breaker, and that takes 10 units of work to operate. Good. So I don't think it does the work, I just think it tests it. So if we want it to do the work, we have to add that in now. It just moves into position. Alright, cool. So let's put this in. So we want the tech bar item, the execute tech bar item, and the item prefab. The inventory item prefab. So we'll execute ground shock master. Event. Execute tech bar item. Item. Inventory item prefab. Inventory. Item prefab. prefab. I think both these are just constant, that's totally fine. So these might need forward declaring as well. Yeah. That's a struct. That's a struct. Inventory item prefab. Alright, so let's just whack all that. So we're doing the tech controller. Execute Ground Shop Master event item prefab. If not TC, return false. So yeah. Okay. And we can return that, the result of that. So whatever this item arrow here. No. Item arrow. That's just item dot. And whatever this prefab arrow. Prefab dot. Let's see if this actually compiles. E. Ooh, we need the event as well. Okay. So E is the make ready execute event. Make ready execute event. What's it called? G event make ready execute. And forward declare that. Whoops. All right. So if it's a Ground Shock Master, we execute the Ground Shock Master event. Right. Let's check that works. And then we need an execute really good rock breaker event as well. So we're only doing it for the till land context at the moment for the Ground Shock Master. That works fine. Awesome. So we want execute till really good ground. What's it called? Really good rock breaker. Else, if prefab type is really good rock breaker, execute really good rock breaker event. All right. So return execute really good rock breaker event E item prefab. So what do we want to do? Track item in world. So this, we want it to deplete HP. I think find or create a world item. So we need to create a world item there. Something that we can deplete HP from. So if we go to game state, this does find or create world item. And adds sprite states to it. Okay, so it's quite similar to that. This is my test case. Right, so we have the execute tech bar item. So what we need to do is we need to get whatever context it is. So auto context equals item. Is it item? Item, no. It is item. So how do we get the context? Ah, it's from the tech controller. Yep. So we'll get the context. So we'll get tech controller, item, actor ID. This tech controller is going to be rock break context though. So this has in it the bounds we need for the world item. So it needs a game region. Yep. So the location is the current location. Game state. Get current location. Get current. Get location. Is it just get location? So that's a current location. We get the NPC location. I'll get entity location. Get NPC location. Item. Actor ID. So they'll get game. Get location. For the actor ID. And the bounds is context bounds. So I wonder if the context could have this game region in it, rather than having to construct it here. Get locations and take one argument. Get entity location. Yeah, I wonder if actually when we set this context. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Okay. So let's just, if 0 is our second. So this is going to be a bit different. It's going to be const game region. Target. And this is going to be a game region called target. I think that's a better way to do it. Okay, so the effect control is what sets this. So let's see if we can make a game region. We've got to get entity location. So this is, I'm going to do it here. And if so, the bounds, it's going to be game region, location, bounds, sprite bounds. region. Game region, not get region. All right. Game location. Okay. So in the ready state event, this is, so let's just go auto bounds equals context target bounds. Right, great. So now here, we just straight up have the region, context, target. So we create the world items, and then we need to add sprites onto it. So world item sprites. So this is context sprite ID. This is context target.bounds. And this is context rock type. So we just need to know about the iron ore rock. So is the context, what else does it have in it? It has so I reckon this could be actually this could actually be eSprite kind. Okay. Let's see if there are any build errors. I mean, there will be loads. And we'll go through them. Okay. Sprite item. So this actually needs to be eSprite kind. Sprite kind. And then we set the sprite kind props kind. And then this is sprite kind. Sprite kind doesn't know about unknown. eSprite kind. He's bright kind. Normal. Okay. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to get auto sprite properties equals get sprite state, get properties context rock kind, properties for this kind of rock, and then this is sprite properties item, and this is context rock kind. Well, that's properties, we've already got them. Sprite properties. And that's return true. So that will create that world item, which means we're putting iron, in this case we're putting iron ore into the world so it can be collected by the player. And then we can deplete HP. Rock type. So we need to get sprite states, get properties context rock kind, and this is sprite properties item. Right, that's great. So let's just run through this, see if we create the world item of, create a bunch of, we create some iron ore to collect in the world. Okay. Right, properties, iron ore rock, item, iron ore. We have a HP, we have what experience it gives. Create the world item. We had that sprite, so now we just need to deplete some HP. So world item dot change HP sprite properties HP. That's all the hit HP. It needs to be how much damage the really good rock breaker does. So damage, tech controller dot get active damage. Okay, so auto damage equals TC get active damage -1 times damage, and we say if 0 equals that, it's dead. Okay, let's see what happens. See if we can damage this rock. It's immediately dead. What's the damage? 15. Quite powerful. Let's give it more HP. Well, okay. Let's just see what happens. So it should disappear. Yes. But let's give it more HP to see if it shows the damage bars. So I'll give it like 28 HP or something. HP. $28. Awesome, it did do it, it just did it in the wrong place. So that damage bar's been drawn in the wrong place. Above the actor ID. The ID. Above the sprite. Okay. So it's just been drawn in the wrong place. It needs to be drawn on the top of the bounds. So see how we create a world item. Generate an item. Of type iron ore. Put it into a region. Create a world item. ID. So the ID is the item ID. And we call change HP. And then this ID is it's just random ID in this case. Okay. So that means then that we need to modify how this works a bit. Attribute event change HP. Push attribute by item region. Let's just follow this through. Push attribute bar. So it creates an attribute bar, creates the attribute, and we tick the attribute bar, bar location position. So we need to, that means this position, the world items position is region position minus is 8.7. Okay. So we need to set the position. And that can happen on the effect. Well, it could happen here, couldn't it? No, it will happen on the effect. So when we set get game locate, get game region, we're going to say context dot target dot position, and this is where we want the HP bar to display. It's going to be the sprite bounds dot xy plus sprite bounds dot height plus vec2 sprite bounds dot width over 2 height. So in the top middle, and we'll move that over there. So we'll see. Let's see. See if this works. There we go. So it seems a bit high. We'll say that. Hey, you alright?
Walked from Russell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's quite good. I walked in Japan.
Yeah.
And it's quite a climb.
Yeah, it is.
I realise it, and then up the green lane.
It's good exercise though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we actually do want to do this screen shake effect and impact naught. Do that here. So the target of the impact, we will say context bound center. All right. So this will put a little puff of smoke and it will shake the camera a bit. So interesting, it's putting it behind the V. Behind it. I think it's putting the puff of smoke behind the rock. So this kind of needs a Z bias. Position plus offset. Where's offset? Set. Okay, we'll put a Z bias. Z bias equals 0. Get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. Z bias, so we can make it appear in front of things. You have a good time with Lloyd?
Hey?
Did you have a good time with Lloyd?
Yeah, it's gone this morning.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, nice to see him. Need a rest now, like.
Yeah. Okay, so we can pass in a Z bias. Alright, so we'll pass in we'll just say 10 or something, I don't know really. Maybe you need to pass in the actual Z. Let's see how this looks. It's still way too... Might have to pass in the actual Z. So this can be Z. Z, and this needs to be standard optional now. This is Z, value R, that. So auto Z equals canvas dot get Z, and the position is context target.bounds. A little bit of an offset, so we'll say pass that in as Z. Let's see. Alright, if this works, we will see a little puff of smoke. It won't be behind the rock, it'll be on top of the rock. Z bias, this is Z. Ow. Bounds dot we do really need like a bottom center. Auto zpos equals vec2 context target x plus context target width over 2 context target context target bounds. Okay, auto bounds is that, and that's bounds. Bounds dot y minus 1. So that's the zpos. We'll say bounds dot center. Nope. Context. All right, good. Let's see if it appears in front. It does. It looks pretty rubbish. Oh well. I don't quite think it's in the right timing either. We'll look at a different impact, as long as there's one there. Okay. So what we want to do now is, if there's no HP, we want to play the rock breaking effect. Game state basic physics test, which is this. The effect bound context is just bounds, and ground is bounds.y. Okay, let's see what happens. Ooh. Ooh, something's not compiled properly. Alright, let's rebuild. Then we need, once this is working, we need to award the player INR somehow. I'm thinking that all the particles that I create kind of get sucked up into the player and award it INR. Maybe. Alright, while this is building, I'm going to make a cup of coffee. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Alright, copied up. And we're built. Awesome. Let's see if this actually still crashes then. Pretty sure it was it didn't build properly thing. Okay, so let's go over. Oh, look at that. That's really good. So I think rather than appear over the HP bar, rather than appear over the top, it should just appear on the rock. Okay. That's done in the effect itself. The location. So we're going to say sprite bounds.center. Right in the middle of the rock, have the HP bar appear. So now we can open up the thing. Cool if it actually rammed into it, maybe. I don't know. Okay, cool. Alright then. So in game state we can take away a tick physics test now. Because we've implemented. So now the player can walk up and destroy a rock. So let's see if I can get rid of some of these temporary ones. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome, right, that's great. So what we might do is play it a little bit stronger. So of course now that we've got the HP bar in the bound center, the little puff of smoke is being covered up by the HP bar. So let's create a be 2 or 3 of these little rocks. Put one there, one there, one there, one there. Just check that out. We can do it with all of these rocks. Okay, so that needs to stop. That is a bug there. We can do it once it's already been done. Oh, that destroyed a bunch of grass as well. So there's a couple of bugs in there. I know I destroyed the grass. Fix that. Game level. Tick room. So we're getting dead sprites, and we're saying if dead sprites contains a sprite ID, the dead sprite also needs to contain the type, the kind, the sprite kind in it. And then in the game is where we populate dead sprites, get dead sprites. No, actually, no, that's not correct. Let's debug why we lost loads of grass. So it has sprites in there. No, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Oh, taking a long time to build. Sprite ID. So there's still a few bugs. We'll try and get these ironed out. We've only got another half an hour of streaming. We'll try and get them all fixed in half an hour, if possible. And tomorrow we just have to work on awarding the player the iron ore. Okay. First bug. We destroy a bunch of grass. So the context, what's the current context? It's the breaking context. So that's fine. So in entity state types, let's keep this going. So if we do it again, we're not creating another world item, are we? No. Okay. So it's the same world item. It's got 60 HP. So it gave it 60 HP. Which seems high. It should only be 28 HP. Let's try that again. Item 355. Got 10 sprites. Right. So we've got to check that the sprite kind the item ID. So it's automatically adding all the sprites in. Which is what we want, but we need to check that the sprite kind is the same as the world item kind. Okay. So let's just go back again. So sprite properties item. It's iron ore. I think we should be passing in the world that I am kind here. So who's calling this? what it does is it finds every single sprite in the bounds. What we want it to do is every single sprite in the bounds of a particular kind. Or a particular property. So this is putting in tilde ground soft, and it wants to find all of the sprites in that target. I think it has to be kind. And then the item is tilde ground soft. If we pass in the kind, alright, well, we have two, so we need to associate, because this is also going to find the rock and stuff. So if we do this, why are we building all the time? I haven't changed anything. Yeah, so this isn't kind of a sound anymore. So let's just see what items it finds with this one. So if we do this, there's grass and there's a rock there, I think. So we've got an iron ore rock and some grass. Okay. So we need to be able to here collect items that are of a particular kind. Or a particular type. For instance, this really is only meant to work on grass. And that is on the other one's only meant to work on rocks. So I think we need to link them here somehow. So we're going to have enum class eSprite category, unknown, and then we're going to have grass, rock, like that. And this can be U32. And then we're going to give him a category. So this, where does category come in? Right at the end. So we're going to do category eSprite category grass, and then category eSprite category rock. See if that builds. Must appear in the order. Oops, my alarm. 10 minutes. 10 minutes left. Okay, so it comes after properties or before properties. And the world item so this is the item, and we need to give possibly now need to pass in a category. eSprite category. Yeah, we'll just do that, that's fine. So I don't know if I have to forward declare that. We'll find out. That's all right. So now this has to be category as well. And then world items themselves need a category. Okay, so in the world item, whoops. So in here, we need to only in this category. So eSprite category. So you have to go auto props equals get sprite states dot get properties s dot kind. Oh, it already has properties. So we've got find intersecting sprites in a region. Maybe. So let's do candidates. I'm going to go auto C in candidates. if c dot properties dot category equals category sprite dot add c. Okay, let's try that then. So we should only be able to now, we should be able to specify that we just want the grass. And not include the rock. And then in the rock, we should just be able to specify that we just want the rock and not include the grass. Ooh. So this is eSprite category grass. And this is eSprite category rock. This is the rock breaker. Transfer items into world. Unknown. Let's put unknown for there. Well, then let's go. It's taken a while to build. The link. Visual Studio needs to be restarted. Alright. Let's go here again. Should just pick out. So we're looking for just grass. So we've got a bunch of candidates. First one's a rock, but we want grass. So no. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so it just picked out the grass. Okay, so if we swap over to that one, we just want to pick out the rock. So we've got 10 candidates. The first one is a rock. The rest aren't rocks. Great, so what that means is that we shouldn't destroy a bunch of grass when we destroy the rock. Yeah, there we go. Obviously those particles need Z as well. Now the next bug is we can do that. We shouldn't be able to do that. So in the effect, we need to see if it's dead. Auto dead sprites equals get game. Get dead sprites. If dead sprite dot contains sprite.id. Continue. So we don't want to include sprites that are dead sprites. That should fix that. Whoops. I'm going to have to go. Go and pick my kid up from school. Get dead sprites. Where are we? Get dead sprites. It's not 0 arguments. Room. Location. Room. All right. So this means we shouldn't be able to destroy previously destroyed. So if we go to it now, it's not there. We can't select it. There we go. All right. Good progress today. So Sven the droid can now go walk up to rocks and destroy them. Anyway, I'm back tomorrow at 9:30 GMT in the morning. See you later.